Let's say you want to record the instruction, lecture, or guided practice portion of class. Here's one way to record your class using your Promethean Panel camera and Google Meet, then quickly cut out chunks at a time with Screencastify. Let's start by adding events to our calendar. So as you can see, I started period 1 and period 2. I added period 1 approximately when first period begins at 7:30 a.m. But that's completely unnecessary. In fact, I probably would suggest making them outside the workday so you don't start getting notifications. So I'm going to show you how to add a calendar event with a Meet link. So I'm just going to click in the next slot here, and I'm going to call this period 3. And I'm going to click the Add Google Meet Video Conferencing button. And that's it. Just going to hit Save. So now I have all 6 periods ready. So when first period comes around, I'm going to open up the calendar event. I'm going to click Join with Google Meet. You'll notice a couple things. This is called period 1, and that's going to be important so that I can find the recording in the Meet recording folder, which I'll show you in just a minute. So if I'm ready to record, I'm just going to hit Join Now. Now I'm going to record the call as if I normally would, right? So I'm going to hit the triple dots, click Record Meeting, click Record Meeting one more time, Start. And now I'm going to, I can just minimize this. So if I'm on my Promethean board, that's been minimized, and now I can just continue my class as normal, and things are going to be recorded. Once you're done recording, you can go over to Stop Recording, hit Stop Recording again. All right. Then I can hang up, but you'll want to click Leave the Call and just leave the call. That way I can keep using this link. And by the way, this unique link will be good for 1 year after you stop using it. So as long as you keep using it, it'll be fine. It'll still be there, and it'll still be called period 1. Okay, so I'm going to leave this call. Now let's find our recordings. So there are 2 places to find your recordings. One is in your Google Drive. You have a folder in your Google Drive that was automatically created the first time you recorded a Google Meet, and it's called Meet Recordings. And so I have lots of folders, so I have conveniently starred that one, and it's actually pretty down there too, and I made it red. But here it is, Meet Recordings. So if I open that up, I can sort this a few different ways. So I could go by last modified or alphabetically. I have it alphabetically, and if I scroll down, I can find my period 1 recordings that I've already started. And then it tells me when it was recorded and at what time, or I could go by the day it was modified and find it that way. All right. So by finding a naming convention, it just makes it easier to find the recording you need. The other way to find your recording is just check your email. You should get an email every time a Google Meet recording has been uploaded to your Google Drive, and so you can find them that way by date also. Now, one of the most efficient ways to cut out big chunks of your video easily and free is through Screencastify. So here's how to do it. You're going to log into Screencastify and sign in with your district Google account, and then click Edit, and you're going to click Launch the Editor. And now I have this project, but this project doesn't have any media in it, right? So I'm going to go to Add Media down here, and I'm going to find media from my drive. All right, so this is where the naming conventions are important. And so I'm going to search for period 1 because that's what I called that recording. And now I can search by date, right? So there's this period 1, but that's someone else who sent me a video. I can look at this one. That one's at 12. I don't need the one at like 10:41. There you go. I know that's the one. So I'm going to click on that and hit select. And oh, look at that. Look at that dude. Yeah, so now I've uploaded that video. If you have an entire class period, it might take a little longer, but there's this video. And let's say you don't want the entire thing, right? So here I am, I'm like fiddling, look at my eyes go, and I want to cut out right here when I turn my camera off. So I'm going to click there. All right, so that's when that occurs, and I'm going to go to Cut. So I click Cut, and notice that this whole segment is highlighted yellow, right? That means it's selected. So now I can just click Delete, and that goes away. And now all I have is that beginning part. So if I'm recording my instruction, I can cut out the beginning, and I can cut out the independent practice and only keep the instruction part. Right? So now I've turned this video into a much shorter one, and now I can export it. Click Export, and I can export it as an MP4 or export it to Screencastify, and then that gets stored in my Google Drive. And that's going to be completely up to you how you want to do that.